right, ready to dive into something really interesting. We're going to be looking at how the energy of our homes can affect our well-being.
Yeah.
And we're going way beyond, just your typical cleaning tips today.
Right.
Our source material is fascinating. It goes deep into ancient Buddhist philosophy that views our homes as like extensions of ourselves, impacting not just our mood, but even things like prosperity.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't realize that it's not just about having a, quote, pretty space.
Right.
It's really about understanding how even little things like placement and condition of objects can create a good flow of energy or block it.
Totally. And we're talking about some unexpected things too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like the impact of mirrors, what a stopped clock could symbolize. It's really eye-opening.
Yeah, one of the core concepts in the source material is this idea of clutter as an energy blockage.
Oh, interesting.
And I love how they really paint this picture of piled up clothes, dusty surfaces, those spots we just kind of avoid dealing with.
Oh, we've all been there.
Oh, absolutely.
But the good news is that the source doesn't just leave us hanging with the problem.
Right.
It suggests starting small, just 10 minutes a day of focused organizing. And what I find fascinating is how it emphasizes the mental clarity that comes with that, not just, the visual improvement.
Right. It's not just about shoving things in a drawer. It's about making conscious choices about what you surround yourself with and how that can actually impact your mental state.
So it's almost like starting small can have this ripple effect.
Absolutely.
Both in our space and in our minds.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a great way to approach it.
Have you experienced this in your own life?
Yeah, I definitely have.
Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more thought-provoking deep dives like this. Now, let's move on to the topic of mirrors. Why are mirrors so important in this philosophy?
Well, mirrors are believed to amplify energy, both the good and the bad. Think about it. When you walk past a dusty, smudged mirror, doesn't it kind of bring your mood down?
Totally. But then you clean that same mirror and it's sparkling and suddenly the whole room feels brighter.
Exactly.
It's such a simple action.
It is.
But it can make such a surprising difference.
Yeah, it's almost as if cleaning the mirror is a metaphor for clearing away negative energy and allowing positive energy to flow more freely.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. Have you ever noticed how a clean mirror can just instantly change the vibe of a room? Tell us about it in the comments below. And hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into fascinating topics like this.
Now let's talk about something that might seem a little unconventional. Stopped clocks.
Okay.
I'm curious about this one.
Yeah, so in this philosophy, a stopped clock, it's more than just a broken timepiece.
Right.
It can symbolize stagnation, and not just in time, but in other areas of our lives potentially. So it's like a reminder that sometimes we need to let go of the past and embrace the present moment. Is there a stopped clock in your home? What could it be symbolizing for you? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this. Now let's shift our focus to something a little more lively. Plants.
Okay, sure.
Plants are not just pretty decorations.
No, they're not.
They represent growth and renewal,
Right.
bringing that vibrant energy into our homes.
Yes. But the source material is quick to point out that dead or wilted plants have the opposite effect,
Oh, interesting.
representing stagnation and negativity.
So it's a good reminder to take care of our plants and ourselves.
Absolutely.
I actually had this one plant that I was totally neglecting. It was so droopy and sad looking, and I swear, just looking at it made me feel worse.
Yeah.
Finally, I realized that taking care of that plant was a form of self-care. And once I started nurturing it, both the plant and my mood improved.
That's a perfect example of how our homes can mirror our inner state.
Yeah.
Taking care of your plants can be a symbolic act of taking care of yourself.
Now, on to a more sensitive topic.
Sure.
Photos of deceased loved ones. I'm curious to hear your take on this.
Sure. The source material acknowledges the importance of honoring loved ones, but it suggests that an excess of photos, especially in common areas, can create a kind of melancholic atmosphere.
Interesting.
And it's not about forgetting them. It's about finding a balance.
Yeah.
Honoring without letting it overshadow the present.
So it's about creating these dedicated spaces for remembrance while keeping the overall energy of the home vibrant and positive. The source even suggests having a designated space, like a memory corner or a special album, rather than having these photos kind of dominate the main living
All
areas.
right, exactly.
That's a really thoughtful approach.
Mm.
Now let's dive into another element connected to energy flow, water.
Okay.
What's the deal with water?
This philosophy is very particular about water. Stagnant water. Think about that vase of cloudy water you've been meaning to change. It's seen as a big no-no. It can symbolize stagnation in other aspects of life.
It's like that old saying, a rolling stone gathers no moss. We need to keep things flowing,
Exactly.
both literally and metaphorically.
Yeah.
The source material even mentions how regularly changing the water in vases and ensuring fountains are working properly can promote a sense of renewal.
Mm-hmm.
And now, for a topic I think we can all relate to, broken or unused objects.
Oh, yeah.
Why are we so attached to these things?
It's fascinating, isn't it? The source points out that holding on to these items, whether it's a broken toaster or that old jukebox that hasn't worked in years, can symbolize an attachment to the past.
It's like we're afraid to let go.
Yeah.
Even if those objects are no longer serving us. The source even uses this very vivid example. An old, non-working jukebox taking up prime real estate in a living room.
Oh, wow.
To illustrate this point, it makes you think about what unused items in our own homes might be holding us back. What about you? Are there any objects in your home that you're holding on to that might be holding you back? It's a question worth pondering. And while you're thinking about that, let's move on to an essential element of every home, the bed.
Okay.
This is where the principles of Feng Shui come into play. The source emphasizes how the position and tidiness of our beds are crucial for restful sleep and positive energy flow.
Yeah, it really does make a difference.
I've definitely noticed a difference in my sleep quality when my bedroom is a mess.
Oh, for sure.
It's like all that clutter keeps my mind buzzing, making it harder to relax and drift off. But when my room is clean and organized, I sleep so much better. Have you ever noticed a connection between the state of your bedroom and your sleep quality? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more insightful deep dives.
It's amazing how our external environment can have such a profound impact on our internal state. The position of the bed, the colors in the room, the level of clutter, it all contributes.
Speaking of energy, let's not forget about the bathroom, a space that's often overlooked when it comes to creating a harmonious home. What insights does the source material offer about this often neglected space?
Well, according to the source, a clean and organized bathroom can really promote positive energy and a sense of renewal. It's a place where we cleanse and refresh ourselves, so it makes sense that its state would impact our overall well-being.
It's like we're symbolically washing away the negativity of the day when we step into a clean and inviting bathroom. And it doesn't have to be a huge chore to maintain that positive energy. The source emphasizes simple things like establishing a regular cleaning routine, using organizers to keep things tidy, and making sure essentials like towels are fresh and clean.
Yeah, it's amazing how much we underestimate the power of just these simple, mindful actions in our homes.
It is. And it's cool because these aren't just some mystical out there ideas.
Right.
They connect to modern psychology too.
Oh, yeah.
We know our surroundings can impact things like our mood and stress levels.
Absolutely. Think about how you feel walking into a really clutter-free, organized space
Yeah.
versus a chaotic one. Instant mood shift, right?
Totally.
This philosophy just takes it a step further and says it affects us on an energetic level,
Yeah.
not just visually.
So it's not just about having a Pinterest-worthy home.
Right.
It's about creating a space that really nourishes us.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another fascinating aspect the source touches on. Intention.
Intention.
Yeah.
You mean like what we're thinking about while we're cleaning or decorating?
Hey, precisely.
Yeah.
The source emphasizes that every action in our homes, from wiping down counters to arranging furniture, can be infused with intention.
Yeah.
So, for example, when we mindfully clear clutter, it's not just about tidying,
Yeah.
It can be about creating space for new opportunities to enter our lives.
So it's not just about the action itself,
Right.
but the energy behind it.
Exactly, like turning everyday chores into mini rituals that raise the vibration of our homes and ourselves.
Ooh, I like that. So like even making the bed, doing the dishes, it all becomes more meaningful when we're present, intentional.
And that awareness can be incredibly empowering. Because it gives us a sense of agency,
Yeah.
in shaping not just our environment, but our well-being.
It's like we're actively co-creating a home that supports us, uplifts us.
Yeah.
We talked about letting go of those broken or unused objects, but I'm curious, like, how do we actually de-do that?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's so hard to let go even when we know we should.
It is, and the source offers a really beautiful perspective on this. Instead of seeing it as discarding stuff, it encourages us to approach it with gratitude.
Gratitude for, like, a broken toaster.
Yes, it's about acknowledging the role that object played in your life, thanking it for its service, and then releasing it with love.
That's such a powerful reframe.
It is.
So instead of feeling that sense of loss, it's about making space for something new and better.
Exactly. And that gratitude doesn't have to stop with just physical objects.
Right.
The source encourages us to cultivate gratitude for our homes themselves,
Yeah.
for the shelter they provide, the comfort and security.
It's so easy to take those things for granted.
It is.
But when we consciously appreciate our homes, it shifts our whole perspective.
It does.
So it's not just about fixing what's wrong. It's about celebrating what's already good.
Absolutely. And that appreciation can be expressed in so many ways. Keeping our homes clean and tidy, treating our belongings with care, just creating a space that feels welcoming and inviting.
It's about infusing our homes with love and respect. Speaking of which, let's revisit the bedroom.
Okay.
We talked about it briefly, but I'd love to dive a little deeper into those feng shui principles the source mentioned.
Absolutely. One of the key aspects of feng shui is the position of the bed. And the source highlights something called the commanding position.
Commanding position.
Yeah.
Sounds intense. What is that exactly?
It just means that your bed is placed so you can see the door from your bed, but you're not directly in line with it.
Interesting. So is that like a safety thing?
It's more about creating a sense of security and control.
Oh,
When you can see the door, you just feel more in command of your space, which helps you relax.
Uh-huh.
But if your bed's directly in line with the door, it can create a feeling of vulnerability.
Really?
Yeah, like you're constantly being walked over energetically.
Wow. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah,
But it makes sense. If you're always on edge, you're not going to sleep well.
exactly. And remember, restful sleep is essential for well-being. The force also emphasizes keeping the bedroom tidy and clutter-free.
Oh, that's my Achilles heel. I tend to let clutter pile up in my bedroom.
Yeah,
I know it impacts my sleep, though.
It does. A cluttered bedroom can disrupt sleep and just create a sense of unease.
Mm-hmm.
But a clean and organized bedroom promotes calm and serenity,
Makes sense.
which leads to better sleep and more energy throughout the day.
It's about creating that sanctuary for ourselves, a space for rest and rejuvenation. And honestly, who doesn't need more of that? What about you? Do you have any tips or tricks for creating a truly restful bedroom? Share your insights in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating topics like this.
Yeah, creating a haven for sleep is so personal.
It is.
But little things can make a big difference. The source mentions color, for example.
Oh, yeah. What we surround ourselves with visually can make a difference.
Absolutely. Cool, calming colors like blues and greens and lavenders are ideal for bedrooms because they evoke a sense of tranquility.
Interesting.
But you want to avoid bright, stimulating colors like reds and oranges.
Yeah.
Because they can be too energizing for a sleep space.
It's like we're sending signals to our body and mind. Time to wind down.
Exactly. And those signals go beyond just color. The source also advises against having things like TVs or computers in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because that light and stimulation can interfere with sleep.
So creating clear boundaries between work or entertainment and rest.
Precisely. And speaking of boundaries, the source introduces this really interesting concept called mirroring.
Mirroring.
Yeah.
As in like actual mirrors.
Not quite. In this context, mirroring refers to the idea that our homes can actually reflect aspects of ourselves that we might not even be consciously aware of.
Oh, I get it. So like
Right.
if our home's a mess, it could mean our inner world is chaotic too.
Exactly. Conversely, if our homes are clean, organized, and harmonious, it could be a sign of inner peace and clarity.
It's a powerful reminder that our external environment can be a mirror to our internal state.
And by paying attention to those reflections, we can gain valuable insights into ourselves and identify areas where we might need to make some changes.
So it's not just about having a nice home. It's about using our homes as a tool for self-discovery and personal growth. That's a pretty profound idea.
Yeah, it is a fascinating connection, our homes as mirrors to our inner selves. And when we understand that connection, we can really start to use our homes in a powerful way to support our growth and well-being.
Absolutely. We've talked about letting go of physical clutter and even emotional baggage. But the source also touches on the importance of letting go of limiting beliefs.
Yes, those internal obstacles that can really hold us back
Hmm.
from reaching our full potential. And it's interesting because it's like those broken objects we talked about.
Yeah.
They can represent those outdated ways of thinking
Right.
that no longer serve us.
So how can we use our homes to help us let go of those limiting beliefs?
Well, I think by creating a space that feels really safe, secure, and nurturing, we can start to create this sort of container
Yeah.
for emotional healing and growth.
Okay.
Our homes can become sanctuaries,
Yeah.
where we can challenge those negative thought patterns and replace them with more empowering beliefs.
So it's not just about decluttering our physical space,
Yeah.
but also decluttering our minds.
Exactly. And it can start with something as simple as creating a dedicated space for reflection or meditation,
Oh, interesting.
a quiet corner where you can journal, practice mindfulness, or just connect with your inner wisdom.
It's like creating a sacred space for personal growth
Yeah.
within our homes.
Mm-hmm.
And that personal growth can then ripple outwards, impact our relationships, our work, our communities.
It is.
We talked about intentionality earlier,
Yeah.
but I'd love to hear a little bit more about how we can infuse our homes with that positive energy and purpose.
Well, I think it's about shifting our perspective,
Yeah.
from mindlessly going through the motions to being fully present in each moment. So, for example, instead of just wiping down the counters, we can approach it as an act of purification,
Hmm.
clearing away not just the physical dirt, but also any stagnant energy that might be lingering.
So it's about bringing mindfulness to even the most mundane tasks.
Exactly. And that mindfulness can really transform those tasks from chores into rituals.
I love that. So like even making the bed, folding laundry, cooking dinner, it all becomes a form of self-care
Yeah.
and energy cultivation.
Hmm.
When we started this deep dive, we talked about how our homes can reflect aspects of ourselves.
Yeah,
But I'm starting to realize it's a two-way street. You know,
it is.
our homes reflect us, but they also shape us.
That's a powerful insight, and I think it highlights the importance of being intentional about the environments we create.
Speaking of intentionality,
Mm-hmm.
we can't forget about the role of love in our homes.
Mm-hmm.
How can we create spaces that are truly infused with love?
Well, I think love can be expressed in countless ways, from the colors we choose to the way we arrange our furniture to just the simple acts of kindness we share with those we live with.
So it's not just about saying I love you,
Right.
but about creating a space where love is felt.
Exactly. It's about creating a space where everyone feels safe, supported, and cherished.
Yeah.
A space where we can truly be ourselves
Yeah.
and connect on a deeper level.
So it sounds like creating a loving home is an ongoing process,
It is.
an act of continuous creation and care.
It is. And that's what makes it so rewarding.
Yeah.
It's a journey of self-discovery and connection.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful conversation. As we wrap up, what's the one key takeaway you hope our listeners will remember from this deep dive?
I hope they'll remember that their homes are more than just physical structures.
Yeah.
They're powerful containers for healing, growth, and transformation. And by making conscious choices about how we create and care for our homes, we can create spaces that truly support us in living our best lives.
That's such a beautiful and empowering message. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this fascinating exploration of the connection between our homes and our well-being. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and inspiration along the way. Remember, your home is an extension of you. So as you go about your day today, be mindful of the energy you bring into your space and the choices you make within it.
And most importantly, have fun with it. Experiment, explore, and allow your home to become a reflection of your unique spirit and the beautiful life you're creating.
That's a perfect note to end on. Until next time, stay curious, stay mindful, and keep creating homes that nourish your soul.